that which truly exists, which in truth alone exists, is who you actually are. At the time of his self-realization, the Maharshi is said to have posed the question to himself, what is it that dies? The implication is of that which does not die. The difference between what dies and what does not die is the difference between what does not actually exist and what exists. That is the difference between what you are not and who you are. For that which has birth, death is certain. This is stated in the Gita. The same question as to what dies and what does not is raised in the Kathopanishad. The answer is found explained in numerous shastras, including the Shruti in the form of the Upanishads, and throughout the Maharshi's teachings about the nature of the self. That which you are, you always are. What has beginning has an end. What is it in your own experience that has a beginning and an end? Certainly the body, which has birth and death. Certainly the mind and its numerous states and the modes and conditions within those states. For they all have a beginning, they all have an end, a birth and a death. That which is created is also destroyed. What comes will be lost, says the Maharshi. Something does not come and go. It is unborn, and consequently is known to be indestructible. What dies? What does not? The body which has birth has death. The mind which has a beginning has an end. Even the very idea of individualized existence, or an ego, has a beginning and an end. Though when viewed deeply, the beginning and end of such are simultaneous. That which is not actually real can be said to have a simultaneous beginning and an end. While for that which is unborn, existence is eternal. The eternal is non-objective, utterly formless, and without division. What is divided, what has form, whatever is objective from the subtlest to the grossest, is not the actual existence, and is known to have a beginning, an appearance, and a disappearance. What you are is without appearance and disappearance. If nothing appears, you exist. If everything appears, you exist. If everything disappears, you exist. But this you is nothing physical or mental, just the existence itself. So to say you exist is actually a little bit redundant. There is just being. To confound being with what is not it, the self with what is not the self, is ignorance. And such misidentification or ignorance is at the root of everything that is futile. It is the cause of suffering. It is the seed of bondage. To abide without such misidentification is referred to as the destruction of ignorance. It is knowledge, and is said to be liberation from all of the imagined bondage. Inquire within yourself, in the depths of your own existence, to determine what that existence is. Not by sense perception, which is passing. Not by mere thought, which is obviously passing. Determine with the innate knowledge of existence itself what existence is. Do not expect an objective answer. Your own nature is the answer. Inquire within yourself, who am I? Discern what perishes, what does not. That which has no beginning and which never perishes truly exists. What seems to have a beginning and an end really has no existence even in the middle. That which appears and disappears depends on something which does not appear and disappear in order to appear. That is, the illusion depends on the substrate of real being, real existence. But an illusion has no other substance, has no actual existence. So we may say that which is born has actually not been born. That is, yourself has not become other than what it is. Pure existence, consciousness, bliss. If you determine this within yourself, then the entire samsara, repetitive cycle of birth and death and illusion, the possibility of bondage and suffering and such, all of that vanishes. What remains is that which alone always is. What dies, what does not die? Really, it is an inquiry as to what exists. And existence being non-objective, it is the inquiry, who am I? If you inquire deeply to know the nature of your own existence, existence knows itself by its own light. That is the self. There is no other. That is Brahman. There is no other. That is knowledge without duality. To find the truth by first-hand experience of what has just been indicated, inquire deeply as to what is your own nature.